Thank you for joining me, Dr. Jason W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Proverbs 11:11. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Mother-son enmeshment, emotional incest, presented by Serena Winter. I will share the link in the description below. You can subscribe to her channel if you choose to. Here we go. Let's listen to Mother-son enmeshment, emotional incest by Serena Winter.
Hey, I wanted to talk about more about emotional incest, mother-son enmeshment. This is from experience. I do have my Bachelor of Science degree in psychology, but I am not a, clinical doctor. I do not make diagnoses, and I don't claim to or anything like that. So a lot of this is from experience. This is not even from what I've learned in my program when I went to school. Um, Basically, mother-son enmeshment is when, how do I put this? When a mother has no boundaries, she's most likely a narcissist or has traits of narcissism, and she doesn't have strong emotional and mental bonds with her current partner or husband. What she then does is if she's a narcissist, she will see her child as an extension of herself.
This is when the mother parentifies a child and surrogates the child as a partner. She could still have the husband in the house. This happens a lot. It happens all over the place. It could also be a single mother who has a partner and is still enmeshed with the child.
She is not able to distinguish in her mind that the child is his own person. She becomes very attached with the child emotionally. Once again, this goes back to her not having strong bonds in her adult life and her relationships, the relationships around her. So then she becomes enmeshed with the child. And this has really detrimental effects on the child because the child, a lot of manipulation goes into this, a lot of brainwashing. And the child is conditioned to as well depend on his mother for emotional needs to be met and mental bonds and everything. This
girl's spot on because I've seen a case of this where the son and the mother were so enmeshed they had no clue that it was affecting the mother's relationship. In fact, they didn't really care, to be honest. The negligence towards the mother's relationship relative to maintaining the emotional need of the son towards the mother was the only way I could describe it as embarrassing, humiliating. It was disgraceful, the bond that they had and the disregard they had to the people around them. It was incredible.
ruin the relationship between when the child then grows to adulthood, between his future partners, his girlfriends, or his, fiancés, his wife. The mother gets really possessive and jealous of the child, and in some extreme cases, she will go out of her way and she will sabotage every single relationship that her child, who is now an adult, tries to have with another human being, especially romantically, like a female.
Viewers, let me remind you, this works both ways. The child, whatever age it will do everything it can to destroy any relationship possibilities for the mother as well. It's a tag team, toxic, destructive event where the mother's going to ruin the son's possibilities of a relationship, one way or another, and the son's going to ruin the mother's possibilities of a relationship with determination, one way or another, and it's all covert. You can't see it on the surface. You've got to have a very keen eye.
So she may blow, situations out of proportion. She will.
Because the son of, and both sons actually, of the last lady I was with, they blew whatever they could out of proportion. And you could sit there with them and have conversations and feel like you were one with them, but there was something going on underneath that was so destructive. That was never going to last. You could be throwing the football with them, you could be going to the footy with them. No, their bond with their mother was too strong. They couldn't accept that there was a man meeting their mother's needs. It was disgraceful, and they did everything to protest and object to that once this all started to manifest.
Be nonstop, whether texting or calling or showing up to her son's house. In her mind, of course, she's really jealous of the partner, so that jealousy it becomes intertwined with possessiveness, and she then claims her property emotionally to her son. So if he is not, and I hate to say this, but this is the truth, if he is not strong minded and if he's really into this emotional bond, because then that means that he's not going to be able to distinguish this, and he's not going to be able to break the cycle successfully. Most of the time, he's going to be so intertwined with his mother, that he's.
And I need you to mirror this. This happens with the mother and the son as well. The mother's partner will be suffering the same level of neglect because of the covert emotional incest between the son and the parent.
Not going to be emotionally available to his partners, except for her. He's going to feel guilty because of all of her brainwashing and the enmeshment, these ties emotionally.
Some good points. The brainwashing goes on. Everything you can mirror. What the son's doing with the mother's doing with her partner. The son's doing it to his partner and the mother's doing it to her partner because the enmeshments between the son and the mother.
And mentally, if he tries to pull away from her, because he has now become dependent on his mother as well. I mean, it's an enmeshment, and he feels guilty. He won't know how to put up boundaries. He will constantly be made to feel guilty by her, and he always feels like he's gonna have to honor her and her wishes. And that's when, the wife or the girlfriend or the fiance, it's really, really detrimental, because if she confronts him about it, and if they're just so entwined, like, for example, every single day, his mother, like, texts him multiple times a day in the morning, hey, handsome, how are you? Kiss emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji. It becomes, and it's emotional incest. So he becomes her emotional husband, and she's now his emotional wife. And
It sounds disgusting, doesn't it? But it's just the way it is. The last relationship I was in, I wasn't the emotional partner. Before I recognised emotional incest, hang on. Sorry about that. I'm in the office. Okay, so they become surrogate partners, husband and wife, in a unnatural way. It sounds nasty and cruel and horrible, and it is, and it's got terrible impacts and hurts people a lot. Let's just see what else this girl's obviously experienced it. She looks very wounded and traumatized to me. She could probably do with some help.
And the mother will keep trying her best to rip it apart if, no offense, if he's so intertwined and weak-minded and he doesn't see anything wrong with it, because he's gonna see that there's nothing wrong with it, especially if he self-medicates or if he
All what she's talking about now. Oh my God, she's nailing it. And again, let me reflect that this does happen from the mother's side as well. The partner of the mother will be experiencing all these dysfunctional negligences. It's horrible. This woman, she's been through it. She's seen it firsthand. I can tell by her testimony. She's been to hell and back, this girl, and now she's talking about substances and things. It gets so toxic, you've got no idea. You've got no idea how ugly and traumatic this can be. But I'm hoping you're learning from this.
just wants to keep it going because he feels like he has to respect his mom, but it's really behind that. It's just going to be guilt, brainwashing from her part. Um, she'll try to sabotage the relationship as much as she can. She'll try to turn everyone in the family and all of, your mutual friends or her friends, um, to make it seem like the female, because she sees that this female has taken him away from her and it's a threat to her. She's a narcissist, so she doesn't think like rational human beings. You know what I mean? It's a personality disorder, and so many of these people are not diagnosed. They honestly, a lot of them don't believe in therapy. They don't believe in that therapy is help and healing. They see therapy.
Covert side of it comes in. One of the big issues in the last lot was they were trying to deal with all this themselves. I called it for what it was and had to remove myself because it was getting vicious towards me. And the mother was trying, but she couldn't break. She didn't know what to do. But it's not something that can be healed from within. You've got to go out to therapists and get healing. I'm telling you. And the partners like this girl and myself, you'll need counselling as well. It's trauma.
Therapy and psychology as a weakness, which is so wrong, and it's really closed-minded, and I'm just gonna say that this could go on for years. So my advice is, if your boyfriend or partner or whoever, your husband, um, doesn't see anything wrong with this bond, then the best thing that you can do, first try to take him to counseling together. Try to see if he'll do individual counseling and do couples counseling as well. Um, or if that doesn't work, then your last resort is to save your sanity and yourself and just to walk away from the relationship, because at the end of the day, you need to think about yourself. You need to be valued in relationships. See, a true bond in a partnership is about two people who really love and care about each other. No manipulation, no games, no brainwashing. Um, which a lot of those things, those traits that I've just named, they go on behind the scenes with, the mother. She becomes very controlling, possessive. She's very jealous, and she acts like almost like an ex-wife, but
Happens with the son towards the mother. It is so toxic. You've got to mirror all this. What's happened to her from the son happens with the mother to her partner. The only thing you can do is get out.
sometimes in cases way worse, or even like another wife, or like, someone on the side would. It's just sad that, some people just never get help. But I mean, like I said, you have to have self-love, you have to have self-respect. You have to raise the bar. You have to realize that you're worth loving and caring for. You need to have someone that's really going to take your thoughts and your emotions into consideration. You need to walk away from a toxic or detrimental situation if it's not serving, the way that you know that you deserve to be loved. I mean, if he comes home from work, this is an example, and he's tired and he doesn't want to be bothered, but yet if he says, "Oh, be quiet," or if he just like downs you like that, and this lowers your self-esteem, it lowers your self-worth. But the whole time he's texting his mom, or she's on the phone late at night with him, like talking to him, but he doesn't have time for you. If he tells you to shut up, or he doesn't want to hear it, these are signs of disrespect. If he's got no regard for your emotions and your feelings, then the relationship is pretty much dead. You have to put yourself on a pedestal. You have to really value yourself. You have to learn when to walk away and how to walk away. And I'll be doing videos on that in the future. But you need to really have that self-love there. I will also do videos of how to raise your self-esteem and how to raise your self-worth and everything like that. I just wanted to put this out there because I know even if it's a small percentage of the population that suffers from mother-son enmeshment or enmeshed relationships, I just wanted to put this out there because I've been through it personally. 6 years of my life, and I'm hoping that my experiences can help you. I really, really am hoping that it reaches out to someone somewhere, and I'm able to just touch you in some way, and hope that you realize that unhealthy, toxic relationships sometimes they just serve you so you can learn, and so you can walk away and take that as experience, grow, and then just not make the same decisions, again later on. So you just have to look at everything like a learning lesson and walk away, do self-healing and lots of self-love affirmations, and put boundaries up to these types of people, because honestly, if people are going to be in denial about the true state of your relationship, or be in denial about how they treat you, and always make time emotionally for their mother, their father, and then just kind of treat you like you're trash in the dumpster, and just not, just undermine your feelings and down.
On the other side, the mother makes time for this child or these children, which you've got to accept to a point. But when when it's intercepting your turn with her, that's when it becomes really ugly.
Down your emotions, you really just need to walk away. These people are not going to change. They're not going to heal, and they're going to keep being this way until they heal. And until then, they're just going to be toxic to every single partner that they intertwine with. And don't ever blame yourself, because it's not your fault. Just keep moving forward and keep trying to be positive and do the best that you can do, and practice self-love, and that's all you can do. I hope that this video helps anyone. If you have questions, you can always email me. I'll put my email down below. Have a great night.
Do you know the number one?
Bravo to that girl. Would you agree, viewers? She's had the courage. She is so damaged. My goodness, you can see the damage on that girl. 6 years trying to love someone that was in love with their wife. No. Oh, that was in love with their mother. Excuse me, was in love with their mother. I hope these videos are starting to help people to realise that this is a real problem in society today. People are being robbed by parent-child enmeshment. The blessing of the upright. By the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. This is Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now.